them in. The utility use, though, crazy. Has been having a very fun run with frag grenades as of late. Not sure, and it looks like it does clear out that one Evil Eyes. England stretches across the kitchen bar, but here comes a Nitro Cell. Botched by Geo, retrieved on the edge of the windowsill. Canadian will take one. Geo claims two. Now Canadian pressing up right against the kitchen door on the opposite of a soft wall. The Fuser is surrendered at the disposal of the kitchen window. A wide peek from Canadian is able to down off Vandal, but Hyper will trade him back out. Young Toxic Babes go flying out and will again cut off the access to that kitchen door, and Hyper trying to make a last-ditch retrieval of Vandal. He scoots his way into the blue bar through the doorway. It'll be a mad dash now to try and recover the diffuser and hold off for a plant attempt as they all go rushing through. Vandal will vault first. Hyper will recover the diffuser and the plant going down in the backhand corner. Vandal holding close. Toxic Babe, though, it won't be touching Hyper as he's pressed right up against that windowsill. Both EG defenders come exploding out, and Hyper will grab one. The vault out of the window now as they evacuate the site. Turning to the corner to the left now. EG on the hopes of Geo. He's able to take down Vandal, but now Hyper outside has window control. It's an easy spot to play, and Geo's going to hop up. He thinks the plant is inside default corner, but no, it's at window. He's going to have to remaneuver his way on top of the diffuser. Takes a lot of damage in the process. Baiting out the defuse as he turns in. He's able to take down Hyper. Geo playing wonderfully, spectacularly on the bait in the 1v2, and EG. Geo returning to old form with an old name, and they'll take round number 1.
Rainbow is magic skin that you had mentioned in match number 2 of the day, and the smoke will just choke off Rise Nation's advance. Acid will circle on around back, still has 2 asphyxiating bolts, but this might be a very difficult situation for him to get out of. He pushes on in, Necrox will take him down, and where is England? Prefire is anticipating where the Blackbeard would be. It's a deagle kill, but ends up being impactless. Geo, 2 kills.
Troll constantly stalling out this Sunrise entrance.
Both ACOGs from Evil Geniuses will be focused on England and his rifle shield, as I don't know how Crazy managed to survive that encounter. Geo's going to take out Vandal, though, with the point-blank range of a shotgun. That'll down the Nomad and take her off the board. As Canadian engages with Crazy, we've seen him play that sledge roll before. Young will add to the tally, and it'll be a lockout now from EG with Hyper. The person you usually see as Rise Nation being their main point of entry, now the last one left standing. And it's going to be him against the world. EG looking to take their 3rd site in a row on Coastline. Whether Hyper can manage to do anything or capitalize on a kill doesn't appear that way. Almost able to withstand, but doesn't even get a 1/3 of the way. Now, when you look at what Rise Nation needs to do to change this, it's just going to be a rush. They're going to go in absolutely gangbusters. 3 bodies into service. Canadian will take out Crazy as Hyper and England are able to get 2 big kills. Rise have full control, and nobody from EG seemed to understand this, but NVK will take out Hyper. Looking for a second, he'll grab it on the Acid and immediately retreat to the safety of the reinforced wall. England and Vandal will now have to try to work their way through the 2 remaining members.
The structure and the refocus hasn't really drawn a lot of progress again.
We didn't see where those air jabs got landed, as NVK will claim England, leaving just Vandal left, who has used all 3 of those air jabs. But I was going to say, if Geo can make it through the main lobby here, he can find himself in a position to be able to sneak up on Vandal. But it's going to be good joint effort from Evil Geniuses. NVK now extremely patient, just waiting for Vandal to pop on through, and there you go, a triumphant round down somebody who often fulfills that role for Evil Geniuses on Blackbeard. And all of a sudden, a minute in, Rise Nation looked to be able to put their very first round on the board, but you never count EG out unless you do that. England just needs to stand and hold one angle, and EG's going to throw themselves at him. It'll be Necrox in the line of fire. Vandal there claims Geo, and everything is falling apart, with NVK needing to clutch ace. Able to take out Acid, almost looked like he wouldn't be able to, but NVK now understands there's another body over on Cool Vibe stairs. It's the Habana of Hyper. A flash will force NVK back on up the Cool Vibe stairs, as Crazy and England are now going to be at the main door looking to push on in. Spotted on a drone as NVK, so he'll go back in, go for the reload. It's going to be a lengthy one, and he'll be vulnerable for the entire time as Rise will continue to advance on that site. NVK has his back turned to the team and will now need to look as England is going for a successful plant. He looks like he should be able to do it. Sight's trained on where NVK is, and there's no way he's getting out of this alive. He's going to come around the corner, and he's going to eat quite a bit of damage from that SMG-11. He'll take out Crazy, but there's likely somebody there to trade, and it'll be Vandal.
But Canadian has been honestly the first push of the boulder, and there goes Hyper once again as Canadian tries to rotate out. Crazy will tack on and take down Geo. So there goes your top frag, and honestly your most aggressive member of Evil Geniuses. NVK can't land a lethal blow onto Vandal. Drops him below 50 HP, but traded out now as Acid will decapitate him from the the kitchen entrance. It's Young and Necrox suddenly, as we're not even halfway done this round, as they twist around, having to amass multiple angles at a time to try and assess the situation at hand. They try to work their way out of a 2v5.
Air jabs will cut off a rotate through the bathroom, and not a ton of vertical presence as it looked like Necrox tried to retake from above, couldn't do it. Young will gun down Vandal, but England through the wall. A litany of poke holes will to read. EG bursts into the site, and Young will go for a plant with smoke in his way. The Evil Eye will take some damage down. Oh, but Young falls off. Necrox, a calamity of errors as he'll team kill before England can fell NVK. Geo very silently enters on in. He'll punish Acid. In 30 seconds to go, EG will need to possibly get that plant down. Necrox holds the diffuser and can go for a plant in the corner. With the Maestro down, it means that there's going to be no Evil Eyes to tase what little is left of Necrox. The rest of the team will try to figure out the location of Rise as Necrox attempts that plant. Geo picks up kill number 2 onto Vandal, and it looks to be almost successful until England pops up. 2 very big kills. Canadian from above shuts down Crazy. And no diffuser in hand means that with 10 seconds, EG is just simply going to have to frag out. Canadian will now try to fetch the diffuser, but he'll be put in a 1v1 as Geo will get downed and finished off by Hyper. And with all the marks in the world, this should be a very easy hold for Hyper. With just a second left, he'll clean up. 3 rounds in a row. Rise is
Back pocket for Rise to stall this out.
12 seconds now, the timer for those phone calls to go off as the lifeline will ring away. England cuts Young down to size, waiting for Geo to possibly trade off, but Hyper as England's back and 2 momentous kills. Rise, perfect through that stretch.
Out in this plant attempt with no utility baited, however, Canadian will dispatch of Crazy with a frag grenade on his country's sake member of Buck, but there goes a trade out from Hyper onto Necrox, leaving us at a 3v3.
Young has managed to weasel a drone into sight and have it go undetected right in front of England multiple rounds now. And if that information is still there for Evil Geniuses, they can capitalize on it, but eerily quiet in the calm before the storm here on a pivotal round, looking for Rise Nation to grab their very first victory and take the lead here on Kitchen. Hyper's going to take out NVK. England is there as well, and it's all up to Canadian, who pulls out the shotgun, downs England, but cannot get anything more than that. Hyper right now.
And now the second to last Toxic Babe, and shots up through the floor will drop Canadian. No more top pressure, and England can sit pretty in behind the cubby until NVK pushes down Cool Vibes to take him down. Young on limited HP now, trying to successfully pull off a plant in behind the B bomb inside of Sunrise. He'll get it down. Geo will take down 1, but Vandal in the immediate trade. Crazy with another. It's a man advantage now for Rise in a post-plant scenario where they have to retake. Geo outside now, causing a distraction and havoc by breaking glass on the windows, and he's got a Claymore set trying to bait anyone from Rise to get a little aggressive and peek around the corner. Shots from the backside of Crazy, oh, but he wins it out on the net, on the tiny pixel of the door frame. NVK with 1, and the defuse will be successful. That is Evil Geniuses dropping 6 rounds in a row. Give him a little dance, Vandal, as Rise have guaranteed yet another point this week.
EG will not be given.
Be able to win that out and lock down. So that's again the diffuser surrendered, this time on the hookah balcony. So a reposition coming out from Geo as he saunters up those the hookah balcony stairs. A concussion mine at the best possible time, honestly. Flurry of trades come out, leave Vandal and Geo in a 1v1. The diffuser is still outside for Geo. He has not recovered it. Vandal still playing in behind the Sunrise bar. Shots will give away his position as Geo still contends with that barbed wire at the base of the door frame. Vandal unaware of the positioning of Geo, a plant being attempted into the back. He still have impact nades to launch out just as a scare tactic as Geo coming closer and closer, and he will complete the plant, rushing on in now. Vandal spraying through the benches, but will only connect 1 bullet, doing minimal damage right up against where a rotate would be. An impact comes out and it won't land. Shots around the corner, and again, Geo taking way more damage as Vandal still above 95. Pressing right up against the hard wall, another impact, but Geo has rotated out to the vase. Unaware is Vandal, and Eve
locked to battle in the remaining 40 seconds with his toxic canisters. Hyper and Acid absorbing an awful lot of damage as Geo drops Hyper. Waiting to see what Acid can muster from inside of the main lobby. England cannot control the recoil. Looking through the doorway, Geo takes out Acid. A 2v5, surely favoring EG. England trying to connect through the railings. He'll take some damage. Run on in. Crazy drops Canadian, looks for another push. Young going for a plant, possibly no, choking out a lot of that toxic canister amidst the smoke is Crazy, dropping Necrox. England itches on up. He doesn't know if there's a body planting. It's Young who will now need to go. 10 seconds, Crazy, tick-tock, push on in. He sees one, gets the mark. Can Crazy land the shots? No, Geo in the last second will give EG a draw, and it's a big 2 rounds for Geo as he almost single-handedly wills his team into a situation where they leave 2 points on the